Hi everyone. Hey, for those of you that have jumped on already, welcome. Hi. Just going to give everyone a few minutes to come on before we start at 7. I'm Jane. I'll introduce myself properly again soon. But yeah, just make sure you're super comfy. Get as many cushions and bolsters, blocks, whatever you've got. They don't have to be specialist yoga things to make you comfy. So grab yourself cushions off the couch, bolster, block, or even a couple of large books, something like that. Even get a cup of tea, get in your jammies if you like, and I'll see you soon, okay? Get comfy. Right, welcome. Welcome for those of you that have just jumped on the last few minutes. Just before you get too comfy, just make sure you've got a couple of blocks, maybe, or a bolster. If you don't have either of those, grab a couple of nice big cushions off your couch, or a couple of pillows, something that gives it a nice, decent amount of cushioning, similar to something like this. And then grab a block. If you don't have a block, grab a large book, nice big chunky book, something that's not going to flex too much, or even a foam roller or something like that if you've got that, would be a good alternative. Maybe a blanket. In particular, it's a bit of a cold and miserable night here. I'm not sure about at your house. And yeah, I just want to introduce myself. My name's Jane Pascoe. I'm from Nelson, and I teach my own classes and online, but I'm also part of the incredible team at City Fitness in Nelson. And I'm really honoured to be here tonight for a Yin Yoga class. So I was thinking some of the benefits of a home practice like this, one of them being you can wear whatever you like, especially if you're practicing it with me this evening. You can be in your pajamas or your favourite old holey jersey, so you can be super comfy. Another advantage, or something that is a bonus of a home practice, is all of your home comforts. So you might have a big old bolster that you wouldn't normally be able to transport to the studio. So something that you can use at home and be comfy with, or just some nice familiar cushions, just to help you really relax into your practice. So we're going to get started. If you're not familiar with Yin Yoga, this practice is gentle, it's kind, there may be some intensity, but it's not from a place of pushing into poses. It's more from a place of dropping into them or surrendering into them. So I want you to really focus on that as your practice today. And that might be something that's quite challenging for a lot of people, but it's usually what we need, just that sense of surrender. What happens then is the outer layers of our body start to relax, and those inner layers start to get the benefit. This practice today is going to be focused on the lymphatic system, which in turn helps build our immunity, which I thought was quite appropriate, especially at this time and this time of year in general. So we're going to look at shifting from the lower body up into the top and just getting rid of any toxins, or eliminate anything we don't need to restore us. So to get started here, just take a couple of breaths. I'm just perched up on a blanket. It's nice to get the hips up a little bit higher than the knees. You might even be more comfortable kneeling here as well. Just wherever the lower back can be nice and relaxed. Sitting on a block is also a good option. So let the arms rest comfortably. Close your eyes. And just take these next few moments to notice your breath, without changing it, without forcing anything. Just noticing the quality. Is it long or short? Where does it land? Then begin to use your exhale to really ground yourself down through your sit bones, your legs. And use your inhale to create a sense of lightness, of spaciousness in the upper body. And just let that be your focus for the next couple of breaths. Inhale, light, spaciousness. And exhale, just landing heavily through the lower body. Take another lingering breath, just like that. Let us cultivate that connection with our breath as we move through our practice today. If you find your mind wandering or moving into a reactive state, just return to that flow of breath. Maybe even that mantra that we started with. That inhale, light, spacious, and exhale, grounded and heavy. Keep your gaze low and just start to blink your eyes open, filter the light in. And we'll start a little non-traditionally with the fingertips to the shoulders. Start to take a breath in here, and as you exhale, start to bring the elbows towards each other. And just pause here for a couple of breaths. Feel the breath expand across the upper back. And your exhale, maybe the elbows inch in towards each other a little more. Take another full round of breath, expanding across the back. Just allowing yourself to draw inwards as you exhale. And as you inhale, start to bring the elbows up towards the sky. Exhale and just let the shoulders fall down your back. Just feel the sensations shift. Maybe up the sides of the ribs, the shoulders, the arms, the chest. Take another long breath in and a full breath out. And then start to pull the elbows down and back, squeezing the shoulder blades on your back. No need to force anything or be at the end range. Just explore, be inquisitive. If there's any unnecessary tension, ease off a little. Breathe in, broaden the collarbones, lengthen the neck, and breathe out. And just moving through those three and around your breath. Inhale here. And exhale, bring the elbows in towards each other. Inhale, up and down the back. And exhale, draw the elbows in. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, almost physically using those fingertips to draw the shoulders down. And exhale, spreading the shoulder blades across the back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Keep exploring. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breath in. And breathe out. Let the hands rest by your sides. Just pause for a couple of moments. Feeling maybe some fuzziness, maybe a little bit of heat. Maybe even noticing your heart here. Just letting everything return to its new norm, be slightly shifted. It's really an important part of our yin practice to pause and notice, to allow that rebound as we exit a pose. Good. I'm going to turn to the long edge of your mat. Take your bolster or a rolled up towel, a couple of cushions with you. We're going to move into supported fish pose. So if you can, bring the bolster in line with the short edge of the mat. If it feels like it's going to be too much, maybe take a book or a block with you for the head to rest on. We're going to start to lean our way back and rest, if you've got a large support like mine, on the lower ribs. And then just wriggle yourself over so that those shoulder blades can sort of drape down. The back of the head is either resting on the mat, or if you prefer to prop it up, just placing a support, a block, a book underneath it. Let your legs fall wherever feels good, so maybe knees open, feet together, maybe just the legs straight. The hands, the arms can rest at shoulder height or above the head. You may even just let the arms rest on your body, whatever feels the most nourishing. And be really fussy here for these next couple of breaths, making any final adjustments so that you're able to land and stay for the duration of the pose. And as we commit to our shape, with as much support as we need, just start to notice the outer edges of your body. Allow them to drape down. Even the face, the jaw. And direct your breath to where you feel this the most, or where there's sensation. Let your inhale be a gathering, and then exhale, a releasing of what you don't need, what's not serving you. Are you able to embody the idea of your body just molding around your supports? Last 5 or so breaths there in your supported fish. Continue to explore that sense of draping, of molding. And continue to explore the depth of your exhale. Take another sweet breath, lingering in your exhale. And then nice and slowly, lazily, start to roll onto your side, off your support. And pause there for a moment, just in that fetal position, a pose of renewal. We exit our poses, our bodies are in a vulnerable space. So we want to hold that practice of presence. And as you feel ready, start to make your way back up. Slowly come on over into a tabletop position. Just a nice counter pose here, moving through cat and cow for a minute or so. Let this be an intuitive movement, so no need to follow me. Maybe beginning with our traditional inhale, lifting the gaze and the sit bones. And an exhale, rounding the spine. You may even linger for around your breath in each. And then it may morph into some rooting bear, side to side, or even some circles through the hips. So really just move intuitively. Sometimes in our stronger classes, we move through poses such as this without too much of a thought. So it can be nice to just linger in a pose for a little longer than normal. Really tune in. Good, and balancing those movements out. Pausing in the center once you're done. I'm going to move into toe stretch. So staying in a kneeling position, curl your toes underneath you. Just paying attention to maybe manually pull those pinky toes underneath. So if the knees are restricting you from getting into this pose, take your towel or your blanket and you can just bring that in between the lower and upper legs there to take the pressure off the knees. Sitting back into the heels can be as the fullest expression of the pose. You may have the hands on the thighs shifting forward, or you may even just walk the hands out and take the pressure off a little more to start. You can always move in a little more over time. So just try to sit with this and notice the body's reaction. with that calm and smooth flow of breath. Let us use that to ride any waves of intensity. The lymphatic system, in fact, moves from the feet up to the heart. So this pose is a really good one that shift toxins or blocked chi energy from the lower body up into the body and out through that system. Relax the collarbones, the shoulders. Relax the jaw, relax the face. And when the intensity arises, stay. Sit with it. Know that when we exit, it'll be the most beautiful of releases. Take another long breath. A sweet breath out. And just start to walk the hands forward. Release your feet. Just gently roll the ankles in and out. Feeling that flush of blood, of energy into the lower legs. Practicing gratitude for that sense of freedom there, of release. And from here, you can choose to move back to down dog for 5 breaths or so. If that's not serving you tonight, child's pose is also fine. Just take your pick, listen in for what you need. No need to make it rigid. Just allow the body to gently move, responding to your breath, responding to the sensations that you've created so far. Let the head hang. And then as you breathe in next, look to the hands and walk your feet up. Taking the feet to hip width, maybe a little wider. We'll move into dangling pose or Uttanasana, forward bend. Soften the knees here and get nice and deep through the hip creases. And like myself, you may have something underneath the hands here just to bring the floor up to you. Take a little halfway lift. Just really focus on lengthening the rib cage away from the pelvis. And another breath in here. As you exhale, soften the knees. Let the abdomen drape over the legs. And start to bow your head forward. If for some reason it doesn't feel comfortable to drop the head, Just feel free to look at the floor. Maybe still feeling the sensations from our toe stretch. Just let that energy draw a little further up the legs, from the soles of the feet, over the heels into the lower legs, from the knee creases, up across the broadness of the backs of the upper legs, rolling over the pelvis, and dripping its way up the spine, over to the crown of the head, then landing in the third eye between the eyebrows. Now you're able to visualize your head descending a little closer to the floor as you exhale. And in turn, just dropping what you don't need out through the crown of the head. Letting go of your entire day. Letting go of the busyness that led you here. And committing to these next minutes for yourself. Last few breaths. If you'd like to explore interlacing the hands behind your back, and just letting the arms hang. Releasing any bind in the arms. Start to press your hands to the floor, to your props in front of you. And just start to walk the feet to the outer edges of the mat, turning the feet out. We're going to move down into squat, Malasana pose. A few options here. You might use your block to perch the hips on. If again the floor seems like a long way away. Using the elbows to encourage the knees open. And that sense of broadness through the collarbones, through the heart. As you feel the blood moving out of the head and then around the heart, interweaving its way through the organs. Just begin to feel that sense of heaviness down through the pelvis. Maybe exploring a circular breath, inhaling from the pelvic floor up past the belly, the heart, the face, and exhaling down the back of the body and out through the tailbone. Inhaling up through the front and exhale down the back. If it feels good, particularly at this end of the day, you might like to bow the head, reach the arms in front, or maybe even interlace the hands behind the head and let the chin drop to the chest. Start to bring the head back to neutral. Take a breath. Shift the weight into the balls of the feet. Bring the feet back to hip width or thereabouts. And we'll shift back into our forward bend. Taking some gentle movement if you like. Soften the knees, deepen the hip creases, and let your body lay down over the legs. Notice as you land here, does it feel like coming home? Or is it a little bit more challenging? Let us be a little more neutral here. And instead, just tune into the sensations. Tune into your breath. And turn, anchor yourself in your experience. Not good, not bad. It's your experience. Last minute here. Start to press into the hands, lengthen the heart away from the pelvis. And step the feet out a little wider, turn the toes out. We'll move down into squat malasana. The second and final time. Once again, holding or moving with a block underneath the sit bones. Over your eyes, try to feel the pull of gravity down through the hips. And in very subtle opposition, it lifts through the front line of the body. What feels nourishing at this time? To have that openness through the heart, or to bow yourself forward. Maybe hands behind the head. Be okay with the stillness, the space. Last couple of breaths. From here, moving anything out of the way. This time, take a lean back, take a seat. Keep your props handy. Bring the legs out in front of you. Just give the legs a little roll in and out. Enjoying being off them. I'm going to take our block with us, or that large book or foam roller, something that's firm and sturdy. Come onto your back. Maybe just roll the knees from side to side a couple of times, easing off any tension around the sacrum and encouraging your body to feel held by the mat, and by the earth underneath the mat. Take your block, place the feet firmly in close to the hips. We're going to lift the hips up. Now, if you've got a wall space handy, you might like to move over to the wall as we move through a variation of supported bridge. It's absolutely fine to do it as I am, but it might feel more supported in your home practice to be close to the wall. Go ahead and lift your hips up if you can. Place the block on its middle run underneath the sacrum. So that bony ridge at the base of the spine. Those two knobbly bits either side. So we don't want that soft lower back in connection with the block. Instead, we want the lower back to be able to drape down and relax into the space we're creating for it underneath. Tuck the chin in and slide your shoulder blades down your back. And then little by little, breath by breath, We drop into that process of surrendering, of dropping into the supports underneath us and into our experience. So we almost become a witness to what's happening in our body. This is a beautiful way of shifting the blood from the lower body to the upper, back to the heart. To rejuvenate the lymphatic system without effort, just using gravity. Making slight adjustment here through the hips if you need. Start to float one leg at a time up to the sky. Again, if you're close to a wall, you could adjust yourself so that those legs are floating up the wall. Keeping a pretty vertical line from the hips to the feet. Are you able to explore now space at the bottom of the exhale? Maybe linger at the top of the inhale. Last minute here. Take another round of breath, make it extra special. Slowly float the feet back to the earth. Lift the hips up. Slide your block, your support out of the way. Very slowly lower the hips down. Just pause, maybe straightening the legs out. Feel the effects of your inversion. Fuzziness. Feel where the block was. And slowly draw the knees into your chest. Just loosely hold on to the knees there. Just taking the tiniest circles. And turn, massaging the sacrum. Just guiding the knees around. Like you're painting the most perfect circle with them. And then take the circles the opposite way. And just let the knees fall off to the side into a nice gentle twist. Let your breath linger where you feel this the most. As you take your next breath in, very gently support the knees back up to the center. Adjust the hips a little and take the knees over to the opposite side. Beautiful. Inhale the knees back to the center. Do anything else you need there. And we're going to set the lower legs up in an elevated position. So there's a couple of ways that you can do this. If you've got two blocks, use them on their highest rungs, maybe with a blanket across them. And then you'll place your calves on those blocks so that the feet are hanging, the knees are bent. If you've got a large bolster like mine, take it maybe onto its higher side of that. And same thing, place your calves on that point, on those points with the knees bent. So do what you can to get a nice elevation there for the lower legs, so we can again encourage that sense of release from the lower body. Bring yourself down. If you've got an eye pillow or a piece of clothing to go over your eyes, go for it. Slide your shoulders down, tuck your chin in. Let your arms rest wherever they feel effortless. And take that scan of your body. Relax the feet. Relax the lower legs. Relax your upper back legs. Let your pelvis be heavy and relaxed. Relax your stomach. Relax your lower back. Relax your ribs. Relax your upper back. Relax your neck, your jaw. Relax your face. Relax your brain. Relax your shoulders, your upper arms, your lower arms. Relax your hands. Relax your fingers. Relax your toes. Relax your entire body. Relax your entire body. Give yourself this time. Give your body this time to soak up its practice. You deserve it. Start to draw your awareness back to your breath. Feel free to stay for as long as you like in Shavasana. Or if you're ready, start to gently move your fingers and toes. Carefully bend the knees in and roll on over to your side. Just take a moment there, especially when the legs have been elevated. And slowly support yourself to a comfortable seat. And bring your hands to heart center. May you feel nourished, restored, and ready for a beautiful night's sleep. Gently bow to your hands and we say, Namaste. Just like to highlight that I hope you have a wonderful sleep tonight after that practice. Go slowly, take your time, and let us know if you've got any questions. We'll see you again hopefully soon. Take care.